Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and I'd also like to say welcome on board to many of the new subscribers, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. In the previous two videos I have been focusing on Torchlight Energy Resources. One of the key reasons for focusing on this stock right now, it's a very important time period. As shareholders we need to be up to date with the information, so in today's video I'm going to be continuing with a look at stock analysis for Torchlight Energy Resources. Again, I'm also going to be including Meta a little bit more today, looking at them. The video will also focus on some key questions. Please refer back to the previous video where I looked at the responsibility of Webull, Robinhood and also Trading 212 in terms of dividends and payments. So today I'm going to be looking at some questions, what may happen on the Monday, and also some strategies going forward. Let's start by having a look at the chart. But for close of play on Friday, we can see that this stock was up just in excess of 16%, closing at $6.27. Early on the Friday, there was a short dip where we saw it just go below $6 at $5.99, and then very good momentum upwards at one point, closing reaching $6.47 before it closed at $6.27. So very pleased with the stock on the Friday. In terms of my personal history with Torchlight Energy Resources, I've been holding this stock since the 13th of January. At that time when I first invested in this stock, my average was $1.32, and I was very bullish on this stock. I did bring videos on this from February onwards. Currently my average is $2.69. and I'm currently up in excess of 136%. So going forward from the Monday, I do expect some bullish movements forward, potentially a squeeze, so we're going to look at some of that. We're also going to look at dividends, and we're going to look at merger details now. The first question I'd like to address, which I've been asked a few times in the comments as well, when is the actual merger happening? First of all, there is no exact date for the merger. What we've been told is that the merger is expected to take place by the end of June, so it could be any day before the close of June. The company has not given an official date for that. So what that basically means, once the merger takes place, we as Torchlight Energy Resources shareholders will not be investing in this company after the merger. After the merger we will be part of Meta. So Meta is a much bigger company. The advantage for Meta for merging with Torchlight Energy Resources is they will be now trading on the Nasdaq. So that's going to be a big advantage for Meta, big advantage for us as shareholders. So again, going back to the question, no specific date, but I do expect it to take place by end of June. That's the date they've been given, but bearing in mind with the situations, until it happens we can't say exactly. So bear in mind the company could come back with an announcement to say it's being postponed. However, that is highly unlikely. The next question I'd like to now address is how much is the special dividend. So first of all, the special dividend, everybody has been speculating about this. So the first thing I'd like to share with you is we don't know. However, we have been given guidance from the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, that the dividend is likely to be between $1 and $20. So we still await information regarding how much that is. So let's say, for example, you own 100 shares. If they announce a dividend of $1, so for each one of your 100 shares you will get $1. So that will be a total of $100. However, on a more positive side, if let's say they announce a dividend of $5, so for your 100 shares you will receive $500. So again, that's one of the reasons why many people are now investing in this stock. There is still time to invest. There is still time to take advantage of this special dividend. So let's now move on to the next question. The next thing I'd like to clarify is how will I be eligible for the special dividend. So in the previous video we did look at this by referring to the company website. The company have stated that you must be holding the shares on through to June the 24th. So what that basically means, first thing I'd like to clarify, is you must have invested in Torchlight Energy Resources before June the 22nd. So you have one more day, Monday the 21st of June. That's your last chance to purchase and invest in the stock in order to qualify for the dividend. So once you are holding the shares on June the 22nd, you must keep those shares till at least close of play on June the 24th to qualify for the dividend. So in between those dates, if you do take part in any day trading, buying and selling, then you will lose your access and right to receive the special dividend. So please bear that in mind. Many people do like to do day trading and taking profit. That's fine if you're going to carry on doing that, but you must be aware that you will lose the right to the special dividend. So key message is, if you want to receive the dividend and you've not yet invested in Torch, you have one more chance, Monday the 21st of June. Once you have invested in the stock, keep hold of the stock from June the 22nd to close of play June the 24th, and as a minimum, and then that should entitle you to the special dividend. The next question I'd like to address is, are we expecting a short squeeze soon? So in terms of the simple answer is we do not know. But what we can clarify is, as of 17th of June 2021, there were approximately 14.4 million shares that were shorted, and that represents quite a significant amount of 22% of the float. So that's quite significant. The data does show that shorts are starting to cover their positions. In terms of us seeing a short squeeze on the Monday, that remains to be seen. In my personal opinion, we know that the close of play, the price is $6.27. I do personally expect significant increase in the price on the Monday. I think a lot of investors will be trying to catch this stock on the Monday to qualify for the dividend. My previous prediction was for this to hit around about $8. So I'm going to stand with that prediction, but I'll be more than pleased if I'm proved wrong and it goes in excess of $8. What I'd now like to do is get an insight into the company that is going to be existing after merger, which is Metamaterials. So remember, Torchlight Energy Resources, the company that we are current investors in, will no longer exist from July 2021. The new company will be Metamaterials. So I'd like to share with you a current tweet from George Palikaras from the company, and what he said here is, optical metamaterials is to impact the lens market within a year. Great insights by the analysts, referring to a $50 billion market opportunity, and Metamaterials has been mentioned as one of the top three companies to lead this industry globally. So again, a very bullish tweet there. Very good news for us as potential investors going forward in Metamaterials. So that is a good tweet in terms of reassuring anybody who is looking to invest in this long term. Long term, I am very confident that the stock will show excellent recovery going forward and excellent growth. The other very, very important information I'd like to share with you is also a tweet from George Palikaras, which I think he's actually addressing the MMATF shareholders. However, as Torch shareholders, I think this also applies to us, so it's very important for us to be aware of this as well. So if you are a shareholder of MMATF, it'll be a similar situation to yourselves. But let's have a look at the tweet in question. So there's a shout out here to Matthew Wilson, who tweeted George, and he said, your execs have been unwilling or unable to answer this question. I'll preface this by saying I'm a long-term investor in Meta. I just want my short-term options known to me. As an MMATF holder, through what date do I need to hold my shares to guarantee my extra shares 3 for 1? So they are getting 3 for 1. Remember, we are getting 1 for 1. So Meta is a much, much bigger company than Torch. So that's one of the benefits that they will be getting. They will be getting 3 shares for 1. We will be getting 1 share for 1. So that's the key difference to be aware of. So if you are an MMATF shareholder, you will be receiving 3 shares for 1. So let's have a look at his response. Great question. MMATF shareholders need to hold till the close of transaction. Hope this helps. So close of transaction basically means once the merger is done. once the merger is complete. So what this indicates to me is it's in the best interest for everyone to hold your shares until the merger is confirmed. So the date we've been given is June the 24th. However, what George is now saying is close of transaction. So he's not specified a date. And remember, there is a little bit of vagueness there in terms of possibly, by close of June, they are saying the merger will take place. So what George is saying is we need to hold the shares till the close of the transaction. So we do expect that to be June the 24th. However, I will be holding till confirmation, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence, but it's a good, interesting angle here that we've just got from George. What I'd now like to do is give a shout out to some of the comments and try to share some of the answers to these questions. So first shout out is to Jason, and Jason said, would Monday at open be chasing? I certainly think it is highly possible and highly likely that people who are looking to invest will be chasing. So what that indicates is the share price is likely to spike. I can certainly see that happening, and $8 is easily possible. So he's gone on to say, seems like Torch is setting up shorts for failure with the 3 hold to receive the dividend, especially with no short shares available. Am I interpreting this correctly? Thanks in advance. Yes, I think you are interpreting that correctly. The shorts are certainly at risk. There are no short shares available right now, so a squeeze could definitely be possible. The next shout out I'd like to give is to Major Burn, and his statement and question here is, I've been seeing it written or talked about that since it closes on a Friday the 25th, we actually have to wait until Monday the 28th to sell shares if that is what people want to do. So I'm getting pretty lost on the topic. Could you please address it directly? Thank you. So personally, I'm kind of excited for the new stock coming out, which is Meta, and he's looking to be going long with that. So I think that's certainly a good decision. So let's try and address this question as well. So in terms of qualifying for the dividend, you need to be invested in Torch before the 22nd. So the last day is the 21st. You then need to hold a minimum, which is close of play on 24th. In terms of selling on the 25th, as far as I'm aware, there has not been any statement that's saying when you can sell the shares. So according to the official statement, if you have an investor in the shares from 22nd to 24th, it does qualify you for a dividend. If you sell on the 25th, I think you should still get the dividend. From a personal point of view, I will still be looking to hold in terms of after the 25th, but again, depends on market momentum, and please be aware that I'm not a financial advisor, and also do your own due diligence before making any decisions. Okay, so the next question is from Chris Abrio. He said, if I own shares and I decide to sell some shares and then rebuy the shares between 22nd to 24th, will I still be able to receive the dividend? So as far as I'm aware, the short answer is no. And I think he's also had a response from Roger. So thank you, Roger, for responding there. You have to hold the shares before the 22nd. So again, that's correct information. Purchase any shares you purchase after that do not count. And obviously in terms of profits, everything you can do in terms of day trading with this stock, you can do it on the Monday. After the Monday, from the 22nd onwards, certainly not good advice to day trade, buy and sell, because that would not qualify you for the dividend. You can do that after confirmation of the merger, but not between the 22nd and the 24th. So certainly after the 25th, I think that would be possible, but please do your own due diligence and research. The next shout out I'd like to give in terms of the next question is to David Holland. So thank you for your question here, David. And he said, what day will the merger actually happen? And I think we looked at this previously as well. In terms of the actual merger date, we have not been given a specific merger date. What we have been told is the merger is going to take place before the end of June. So in terms of a specific date, we have not been given that information yet, and as soon as that has been clarified, we will be able to share it. So he's also said he's planning on taking profits on the 25th. How long does it typically take for Class A shares to show up in your account? I think that should be done automatically once we receive the exchange of shares from Torch to Meta, I think that should be done automatically by our brokers once the date has been confirmed. So I don't think that's anything to worry about. The key thing in terms of getting your dividends from Webull, Robinhood and Trading 212, again, that was covered in the previous video, so please refer back to that. Mahadi has followed up here by saying, if I sell on June the 25th, am I still eligible to receive the dividend? So the key thing in terms of receiving the dividend is you must have invested on the 21st as the latest, and hold from the 22nd to the 24th, and don't sell on the 24th. I would also advise not to sell in the after hours of the 24th as well. So make sure you hold until at least the 25th to qualify for the dividend. After the 25th you can sell, but again, it's at your own risk, and please do your own due diligence, because things could quickly change. So please look at the situation, look at the announcements before you make that decision. Let's now move on to look at a question here from Daniel Blackford. So what Daniel has said is, hi, new guy here. Are we better off having Meta at some point, or should I hold tight on Torch? Thanks. So first of all, if you are holding Torch, Torch will become Meta. And if you are Meta, then if you are an investor in Meta, then Meta will move from the OTC onto the NASDAQ. So again, benefit for both sides here. So Junior Villanueva has also responded by saying Torch is going to be Meta once the merger happens. So thank you there very much for the correct response there. Yes, we will all be investors in Meta from July onwards. The final question I'd like to share with you is from 1300M Headshot. So unfortunately, this is a question I don't think I'll be able to answer specifically, but let's have a look at it anyway, because I think a lot of people may be thinking the same thing. So he said here, the day the market closes on the 24th, what type of stop loss should I use on the 25th? When the market closes on the 24th, what should I do? I work all day and cannot be looking at my phone when it happens. So first of all, it's an interesting question. I don't think I will be able to give a specific answer. One of the things I do expect a lot of profit taking. I do expect quite a significant sell-off, possibly from after the 25th. Volume will be huge, and in my personal opinion, I think sometimes just relying on a stop loss may not work, especially if the volume is quite high. So in terms of a specific stop loss for individuals, that's difficult to advise. In general, a stop loss is normally, I recommend a 10 to 15% stop loss below your buy price. However, in terms of the current situation, it's very difficult to predict what will happen. We could have a squeeze. We could have breaking news after the Monday and the Tuesday this week. So very difficult to predict, but please do your own due diligence. And my other advice is try your best to monitor the markets this week if you are certainly an investor in Torch and investor in MMAT. I think this could be a very, very interesting and special week. Due to an extended stock analysis, the next trading lesson will be in the next video, so please refer back to that video for a lesson where I'll be covering short selling and also a squeeze. So thank you very much for joining me. Please stay tuned.